Hello there. My name is Sheila Swenson. I'm a hypnotherapist here in Chicago. I've been in practice for about 20 some years now, and I'm a clinical and medical hypnotherapist. For more about who I am and what I do and the applications and so forth, you can go to my website at greaterachievements.com or sheilaswenson.com. They both go to the same website. But really, what I really wanted to do was to talk a little bit about hypnosis, what it is, how it works, and so forth. I know it's a little bit bright behind me, but it's a beautiful sunny day here in Chicago. I just got really inspired, and I really love hypnotherapy. I'm a true believer. I use it every day myself, and I love it so much. So I really just wanted to share that with you guys. The power of your subconscious mind and how you can harness that and utilize that to improve your daily life is kind of amazing. And so, in the last how many years, with the emergence of neuroscience, um, pretty much everybody agrees that the subconscious mind is the creator of your reality. It kind of drives me nuts though, because in all the discussion of the subconscious mind, people overlook hypnotherapy. They don't really know what it is. Perhaps there's a lot of misconceptions and so forth, which I would like to address and to educate and demyth. So first and foremost, what is hypnosis? Well, there's your subconscious mind, of course. We have our conscious and our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind is really just our analytical mind, our willpower, and our choice. Our subconscious mind is everything else, everything we've ever seen, ever heard, ever experienced, all of our beliefs, all of our programs, our physical state. Our body runs through our subconscious mind, our energetic system. So basically, energy work, all that other stuff, which of course they all have their place and they are all worthy of discussion. Everything still has to run through the subconscious mind. So if your subconscious mind disagrees with the conscious mind, the conscious mind will always lose. And so this is where, this is really the beauty of hypnotherapy, because when your conscious mind wants to do something, when you say, oh, I want a relationship, and you feel a blockage, you're just not able to do that. Or you're trying to lose weight and you try very hard, and your subconscious mind holds a belief that you can't. Maybe that belief is that you have a slow metabolism, or that it's genetics, or that it's age. These are limiting beliefs that need to be changed. And once we get the subconscious mind and the conscious mind working together, you can create your goals very easily. And so it feels really good to kind of self-assess and feel both parts of your subconscious mind and your conscious mind working together to create your goal. And you know when you have a blockage, you feel it. You feel that inner resistance telling you that's just not going to happen, or you know that you have a limiting belief. This is where hypnotherapy really, really, really shines, because you can change that belief much faster and much easier than you ever believed. So that's the foundation of hypnosis. So we all agree that the subconscious mind is what really is the filter you see the world through. And this goes deep. You can go down the rabbit hole into just how deep this goes, but it is family beliefs, society's beliefs, childhood beliefs, self-beliefs. It comes from everywhere all the time. And so I've spent many years reprogramming my own brain. It's really amazing. I do use it in my daily life regularly, and like I said, it's pretty remarkable. So back to hypnosis. So we agree the subconscious is there and how it works, and then we of course, hypnosis is really the only way to access the subconscious mind directly. So there are ways to do all sorts of conscious level techniques to create subconscious change. It's just that they take a lot of repetition to get there. You can do affirmations. They of course work. All these wonderful tools work. My whole thing is that being a hypnotherapist, I feel like direct access is so much faster and easier. Why wouldn't you do that? And so if there's a way to access the subconscious mind directly for change, that's a faster, easier way to go. And so whether you have access to a hypnotherapist or have the resources for that, that's wonderful. If you don't, there are downloads on my website, and there are techniques that you can do. So So let's start there. The downloads on my website, make sure that you can read the page on the downloads so that you know how to use them properly. That's one of the things also. So that's explaining hypnosis, what it is now, and how it works. Now, what it feels like. This is another topic that most people get very confused about. People think they're going to lose control. It's really quite the opposite. You never lose control. Your subconscious mind has infinite safety mechanisms always in place. So there's absolutely no way for you to lose control. Your subconscious mind has so many safety mechanisms in place that, and so you're not giving your control away to the practitioner. You're allowing the practitioner to help you regain control of yourself. That's a very important point. Now, it's always good to clarify your goals with the practitioner that you're working with. Or, if you're doing a hypnosis download, it's important to be very clear on your goals. That said, your brain will customize it anyway. For instance, if I'm working with a weight loss client, for instance, you can give a suggestion that they eat perfectly for them. And, oh, look, I got pretty beautiful out. You can eat perfectly for them. I don't have to know exactly what that means. Their subconscious mind will customize that suggestion for them. And so it's pretty interesting to know that the subconscious mind will actually prioritize it over what that client thinks is their diet as well. And so it brings that person to a greater level of inner awareness. And that's another benefit. So I'll do a whole other video about the benefits of hypnosis, because a lot of them are very surprising. You find yourself more intuitive and so forth and so on. So what it feels like. It feels like you are sitting there listening to me talk. Only you don't have to listen. There's no need for you to pay attention, which most people, again, are surprised by. There's not a lot of practitioners, I don't think, that explain it properly. I specialize in analytical clients. So the only trick with analytical clients, the people that say, can everyone be hypnotized? Yes, everyone can be hypnotized once you know what it feels like, and once someone's actually explained to you what it feels like. Then the analytical person can know, I can let go while knowing my brain isn't going to go anywhere. That's the only concern, is what's going to happen to my brain. Where am I going to go? You're not going to go anywhere. It's very much like getting a massage when you have that time distortion and you don't remember what happened or something like that. It's really because you weren't paying attention. So the conscious mind is paying attention, and the subconscious mind's memorize everything in the room already, wherever you are. And so you see everything around you all the time, constantly. It's just that it's too much information for the conscious mind to have to process. The subconscious mind processes it just fine, though, so you don't need to concern yourself with that. But that's why you hear stories like, when you buy a car, or your friend moves to Texas, for instance, and you start seeing Dallas and Texas everywhere because it's suddenly relevant to you. Your brain is really that brilliant that it starts to look around. It's always doing that, looking around to what's relevant to you and bringing that information to you in surprising ways, in interesting ways, in funny ways, and really practical ways. So if we're focusing on a goal, for instance, we start seeing that everywhere. We've all experienced this phenomenon. It's really quite an amazing thing. Every time you access your subconscious mind and ask it to show you, bring you resources, bring you insight, it does this even more. And so just by doing that, just by having the intent, it does that. You're maximizing that intent by going into hypnosis. So now also, so what it feels like you're sitting there listening to me talk, only you don't have to pay attention. So that's what that means. So after the session, I ask a client, well, do you remember your session? Now, of course, even that question is a little misperceived because your brain is not erased, your memory is not altered, there's nothing that has changed in that way. It's just a matter of the perception of the client is that they don't remember. then of course they have that information. It's kind of like a dream also, where you swear you're going to remember that dream, and then a couple days later it fades away. It goes back into the subconscious mind where it's being processed and handled beautifully, and we don't have to really free up our conscious mind. It frees up our conscious mind to focus on today. If we clutter our conscious mind with all this stuff, we feel very anxious and overwhelmed. And so it's kind of best to trust our brain, to put it back in the subconscious mind, to let it go, step away, and let our brain process it. So when I'm doing a session, I play relaxing music. I talk in a very relaxing tone of voice. My clients, I actually joke with my clients that it's very drony. It's the opposite of public speaking. It's so relaxing that you just check out. So people just end up daydreaming. You end up kind of going to that meditative place. So it feels very much like a meditative state, only it's easier to achieve. So another way to explain it would be if if people that have a difficult time with meditating, for instance, when they are, excuse me, you're trying to get your brain from 40 hertz to go down to 0 hertz, to slow down or stop. Everyone's frustrated by that. There's misconceptions about meditation as well. That's a whole other thing. But the point is, with hypnosis, we distract your subconscious mind, ask it to daydream, think about something else while I speak to your mind. Because you're right in front of me, you have to hear me. Your brain will absorb it perfectly. And actually, the more you pay attention, the more it's just traditional therapy. And so, not that doesn't have its benefits, it does. But it's very opposite than this. So hypnosis is much more of a passive approach where you trust your subconscious mind to absorb that information and do with it what it will. And so clients usually report to me that their mind was wandering. They of course knew I was talking, but their mind is drifting and wandering back and forth, knowing that they could listen if they want. It's just better if they don't. So they always feel in control. You can always shift or move, all sorts of things. You're just so relaxed, you don't really feel like that. Again, back to the massage analogy, you can always move. You can always shift. When you're getting a massage, you hear all this stuff in the background. You hear someone moving around, but it's just not bothersome. You're like, it just feels so relaxing. You're like, whatever. And so that's really a deep state of hypnosis. So let's talk about depth. 1 being the lightest level, 6 being the deepest level of hypnosis. 6 feels like the edge of sleep. So there are all sorts of different phenomena that tag certain levels. Your mind starts to wander at 3 or 4. You feel like you're at the edge of sleep if you're kind of drifting in that place, or you're bumping up against sleep. People feel like they kind of do that where you're about to fall asleep, but you're not quite. Your body, your subconscious mind rather, brings your body back a little. And so you kind of surf that. So you become conscious and you feel a little more out of it, so to speak. So generally people feel like they're just kind of not paying attention. They're in dreamland, so to speak. So dreamland is the subconscious mind, in fact. And so it feels good to just let yourself relax there. That's where you get the most benefit. Now, hypnosis is very effective at all levels. It's just you get a bigger wow factor at the deeper levels. So depth is encouraged, but it's not actually all important. And it's very important to forget that word trance. I really dislike that word trance. It implies we're in a zombie-like state. I never use the word trance. I discourage it greatly. And it just implies a lack of control, and it is quite inaccurate. It's an old school term. Some people still use it just because it seems to make the client feel like there's some sort of control going on. Again, there's never any control to the practitioner. There's a saying that all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, and that is absolutely true. There's no way I can get a client to achieve anything. I can't get them to quit smoking if they don't want to. If a spouse brings them in and tries to make them do it, it will not work. If someone wants to achieve a goal that their parents wanted for them, it won't work. People have to really want that themselves. Now, that said, we all have a little bit of, smoking cessation. I don't really do a lot of smoking cessation, but it's an excellent example. We all like it. Everyone that smokes likes it a little. So we're kind of working with the different aspects of the subconscious mind. So that's integrated in every program. But it's the same with procrastination. Procrastination or achieving our goals. We all kind of like our comfort, yet we're trying to achieve our goals and push ourselves out of the comfort zone. So there was always kind of the assumption that wherever we're at is a comfortable place to be, even as we want more and challenge ourselves more. So just trust your practitioner that that's known and that's given. Let's see. So I think that sounds pretty good for a good first session or a good introduction on what hypnosis is, how it feels. One of the most amazing things that I work with though, like I said, I don't really do a lot of smoking cessation or weight loss, although, I did years ago. I specialize more in emotional healing and goal achieving. I think it's amazing to discover what the brain is really capable of. And so, not only that, healing from trauma, healing from limiting beliefs is something that I personally am passionate about. As a child of domestic violence, I am particularly passionate about helping people get past this. And it's really, really an important thing to help people free them from suffering, from true suffering. And so there are many ways hypnosis can help with that. And know that the very state of hypnosis is like a meditative state and that it's very calming. So it's a calm place to handle those things by someone, of course, who's an experienced practitioner in those areas. That's very important. But then also, conversely, how do we get rid of limiting beliefs to achieve? How do we have ease? How do we have greatness? How do we really step into our ideal self? Is the other aspect of what I'm really passionate about. How do we live the life that we really deserve? I don't believe that anyone is broken in any way. I believe that we are all perfect, whole, and complete, and that we deserve to have the life of our dreams. That said, of course, I understand we feel broken. I have felt that way in my life, and I certainly don't feel that way now, and it's because of hypnosis. And it's quite an amazing thing to continue to challenge your limiting beliefs, not in a way that something is wrong with you at all, in a way that you deserve better. And so I look at every human being, every client that way. I embrace the philosophy that we all deserve better than we're giving ourselves. We all deserve more love, more safety, more ease, more fluidity, more success, more abundance in all ways. Greater health, of course, greater relationships. And so I definitely come from a model of wholeness, but I do understand the dark places some people are at and how to get them out of that. Yeah, so hypnosis is pretty amazing in all of its applications, and I hope I've been helpful. Let's see, did I address all the questions? I'm sure I welcome more questions, and I plan to do more videos, of course, but I really just wanted to get it started and discuss what hypnosis is, how it feels, how it works. It's quite comfortable. You're always in control again. You're never going to feel unconscious in any way. It doesn't feel like anyone ever thinks it's going to feel like. It feels quite natural and quite normal, as it is a natural and normal state. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and it was nice speaking with you. I look forward to more videos in the future. Bye-bye.